Okay, I'm back with a crappier quality camera, but that's okay. Now I can actually write what I want to write and pin it because it's my own comment. So pin, boom, so much easier. I am not going live on my phone anymore. That was a pain in the ass. Okay. Now I lost a bunch of stuff. Okay. Yeah, this is way better. I do not, I'm just going to have to read everything off my phone that I wrote out, but that's okay. I would rather that than have, I would rather that than deal with trying to figure out how to do that. And I'll put my, let me redo that. I'm going to pin this one instead. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then I'm going to go live on Instagram to get people over here. I think this one will do. Just real quick. And I'm going to restart all that. So if you watched any of that before, I'm sorry. I guess I can do this. Yes, that works. I can still see the chat. And hey, so I'm live on YouTube. So go over there. I'm live on YouTube right now. I'm just letting people know. I just had to change over to my laptop. I'm just going to be on here for a bit so people know. I really didn't advertise this as long as I was going to, but that's okay. So what I was talking about before, because I'm going to restart all that now. Let me see if I can lift this up. I don't really like how low this is. Look at my nose all night. Okay. So I was talking about divine feminine, divine masculine energy. And because the last time on my Instagram, we were talking about divine feminine energy. So if you watch this already, I'll get through it quicker than last time anyway, because I know what I'm saying now. So divine masculine and divine feminine energy exists in all things, people included, living things. Not to be confused with like male versus female. Everyone has divine masculine and divine feminine energy. So divine masculine energy is action-based, focused on doing rather than being, where divine feminine energy is more about like your intuition, like how you feel things. And they say that like divine feminine is like universal motherhood type energy. Divine masculine is universal fatherhood type energy. Some other traits of divine masculine energy are structure, logic, taking charge, speaking up for yourself, and assertiveness, confidence, fighting the good fight. Like all of those are divine masculine traits. And then divine feminine energy is more passive and willing to compromise. The masculine is good at setting boundaries, though. So Some other things that come with, like, when you have divine masculine energy, you're a better risk taker, you're more assertive, it's more like of an action-based energy, like I said. You have more discipline, boundaries come in there too. Did I say divine? That was wrong. What I said earlier. Ignore what I said about boundaries earlier. Boundaries have to do with divine masculine energy. I think it's more like the thinking about, I need boundaries. Being able to implement the boundaries is the masculine energy. Confidence comes from masculine energy. Being able to be like objective, logic, analyzing, survival, and then it's the yang. And remember, the divine feminine energy is yin, so yin yang. I'm going to be logging off here in a little bit on Instagram, so everyone will have to come over here. So I'm reading this. I can't even see me behind me, so if I'm covering my face at all, let me know in the comments. So yeah, like I said, the divine feminine, divine masculine, and I talk about this a lot so that people understand it's like the yin yang. It's not about, like it's healthy for people to have a good balance of both. Too much feminine energy can lead to being indecisive and not taking enough action. Too much masculine energy can lead to like being more aggressively dominant, and is actually what leads us to things like war. The objective is to strive, as I said, balancing both. Take the example of being a leader. Leadership might be thought as more of a divine masculine quality, but to be a good leader is to honor the feminine, like having compassion for people. That's why when you see people who are kind of like power hungry, they probably have just like a lot more of an aggressive masculine energy to them. And if you think about it, like you need to have a good balance of both to be a good leader. Also, balance won't look the same for everyone, so keep that in mind. Some people that have more of a divine feminine or divine masculine energy might find that works really well for them. Like I know a lot of people who have said that they were more in their masculine energy until they found, like a lot of my woman friends have said that when they got with their husbands or whoever that they felt safe to be more feminine around, they became more feminine. So, and I mean, if you think about it, like there's some women too who being more masculine works for them in whatever it is that makes them happy. But you can still, it doesn't mean that there's a difference, I guess I should say, between divine feminine and wounded feminine. And what I'm going to talk about now is also like the difference between divine masculine and wounded masculine energy. So if you are if you are lacking in divine masculine energy, taking more risks confidently is going to help you with your masculine energy. Like one example is you have a lot of really good ideas and like business ideas or something, but when it comes to like executing them, you kind of fall short. That is, you need to like bring in more divine masculine energy to be able to do that. And it also actually taking risks like that help you to have a more balanced masculine energy. And starting like exactly where you are now, like even if you don't feel 100% ready. Like if we just keep waiting till tomorrow, um, you know, like if you notice there's something that you've been wanting to do for a while and you don't do it, you have a wounded energy and you need to hoist her in more divine masculine energy. Excessive feminine energy can cause stagnation and inaction, being like more in your head. So when in doubt, just go and do something. And there's a lot of my clients that do have um, a more like overcharge of like wounded feminine energy, and they just don't feel like they can do anything. And for, some people mistake also if you have an over like amount of masculine energy, some people think that I think it's less noticed to the person maybe, because feminine energy is about being in your head. I was very in my masculine energy. So even from the outside, it wasn't super obvious except for to my friends who were like more in their feminine energy and like had known me for a while. It was like something is up with you because like all you do is work. So if you know someone who all they do is work, that is part of like um that also is like a wounded energy to that. You have an abundance of masculine energy and it's not being balanced out by like your divine feminine energy. Another thing to help you is to work with more people who are in their more masculine energy, or even like if you are a spiritual person or a witchy person, like working with deities who are in their more masculine energy. Consider the areas that you feel stronger in and then where you struggle. And then look at your patterns for your result. Figure out what areas you want to work on and then call on these divine masculine archetypes, or even call out to a teacher that is in their more like divine masculine energy to help you. Less internalization and more action. So basically getting out of your head more and doing stuff. So if you have an idea for something, just like go for it. Start somewhere. And then heal your relationship to the masculine energy. This can be tricky for people who have been hurt by masculine energy folks. Like, especially for me, I know what put me in more of my unhealed masculine energy was definitely my upbringing and then past relationships. I turned into a lot more of an like aggressive, in like no social life, workaholic. And I'm still in that energy and I can see it for sure. It's kind of like benefiting me at where I'm at in my life right now, because I am building an empire basically. So it's not to say like you can't be a divine in your divine feminine energy. That's why balance is important. But if it helps you to have a little bit more of like the divine masculine energy, like I said at the beginning, like that's why it's okay. It's going to change too from time to time. So basically, there are a lot of misconceptions like about masculine and feminine energy, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. That's probably one of the things that I've noticed. If I don't explain all that to people, um, when it comes up in their readings, I usually have to like send them other places to learn about what it means, because they get a little confused. I'll be like, I'll have a reading with a guy and he'll be like, "Oh, I don't need feminine energy. I'm a man." It's like, no, like it's important to have some feminine energy. So that is what that's about. Now I'm going to log off on Instagram. Give me one sec. Come to my YouTube. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, energy update. Now we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to read off my phone now so that I can see what's going on here. So, the cool part about having a Chromebook and then my Pixel phone is I can open what I was doing on here. I think I might have to save it actually. Yeah, I'm going to save this real quick. Now I'll just read it on here. Who cares? Oh, God. Where the hell did all that go? Give me 1 second. I'm about to freak out because I don't know if I saved it. I wrote a crap ton about the signs and like an energy update on that. And I swear if I deleted it, I'm going to freak out. February 2nd. I don't know if you guys can still see me. Okay, yes. Thank God. Okay. Woo! I would have lost my shit. Okay. Why is this so big? All right. So first, I'm going to talk. What I'm going to do is what I usually do. I'm going to talk about each. I'm going to talk about the sign. Each sign going in order, and after I read for each sign, I am going to do a tarot reading. Pull some like a mini one. So Aries. What is going on with Aries for February? And this is for February, like the entire month. I will do another energy update partway through, but it is better quality. I thought this camera sucked ass, but okay. Thank you. Good to know. So Aries, how are you doing, by the way, Darius? So for Aries, for you guys, focusing on maintaining like being enthusiastic and taking like each assignment or like thing that you have to do with just more like passion and excitement is going to help you a lot, because there are going to be a lot of things that you're maybe not too thrilled to do this month, but all of it's important. So I'm feeling too, the energy with Aries is like just kind of overwhelmed right now. There's quite a few signs that I think are overwhelmed, like just one partially realizing, oh my God, it's already February. But Aries, you guys have been working really hard. Some of you for a very long time. So you're going to have a lot of extra money. Invest it. Okay. It doesn't mean you can't play and have fun, but invest it. Right now is like a good time for investing. If you've been thinking about that, do it. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. And then if you were in a relationship, like give your partner more attention, focus on giving them attention. I feel like for Aries, because a lot of you have been so focused on work, you're kind of forgetting what's like waiting for you at home. And a lot of you have been suppressing your feelings more, but some of you might have even noticed that you felt emotions more deeply lately. That has to do with everything that's going on. So even though February is a shorter month, it's going to be a really awesome one for Aries. Things feel a little like bleh right now, but it's going to feel a lot better. Mercury and Mars have spent a long time in retrograde. Mars was, I think, it was October. It was like the end of October when it started. And then Mercury has been since like December 27th or somewhere around there. They both are going direct. Oh no, they already went direct. January. You guys, while I was writing this, I thought it was the start of the month of January. I am all sorts of fucked up. So they already went direct. January 12th and January 18th. And it's still ramping up, like the energy from it. So think back to like the very start of the year and how you feel now and how you're going to be feeling in the coming weeks. Because for Aries, you guys were kind of in a weird loop. Some of you might still be. And it felt like nothing was really progressing, but things are picking up speed. So that's also why I said, like, make sure you're paying attention to stuff at home. Because some of you are going to be so focused on work. Some of you even started like, or a business that you started is ramping up a lot more in energy. And then romance is going to go up for almost everyone, but for Aries, like you're really going to feel this because you're also a fire sign, because we're going to have the full moon in Leo on the 5th, 6th, like between the 5th and the 6th. And that's in your 5th house of love. It's very, and Aries and Leo, like energy is very compatible. So like you guys are really going to be able to harness this energy and have just a better love life. And then with the full moon, because I'm going to just touch on that a little bit, but I'm going to talk more about the full moon later. I don't know if you guys remember, but I talked about Uranus and all that happening. Start separating business from pleasure more and making more time for both. I feel like Aries, a lot of times you guys are kind of like loners, but you're very sociable, especially as you get older. I know a ton of Aries, and they seem to be the ones that they're wanderers for sure. And they go off and then they forget about their social life. And then sometimes it's like they'll get back into it. And then all they do, like Aries is really good at focusing on one thing and doing it. But you guys need to just like really lean into having more fun this month. And I'm going to pull some cards for you guys. Ooh. And the energy I was talking about for Aries, with things starting to feel like they're ramping up, like I said, I think some of you are already feeling it. Oh yeah, wait, there's one more thing I wrote. 1 second. Jupiter in Aries is going to beam actually around Valentine's Day. It already is, but you're going to feel it even more. And then with the moon is going to be in Sagittarius around that time. That's all going to line up February 16th. So around that, you're going to have some energy to also focus on like a lot of thought. And remember what I talked about with feminine energy. So there's going to be some sort of decision you're going to have to make towards the middle to the end of the month. And just try to like pull in more from that divine feminine energy to do so. And then the last thing for Aries, I forgot. I wrote a lot for the month. So, oh yeah, and Aries, you're only a month away now from the new moon in Aries, which will be like and then it's your birthday time as well. So yeah, there's just the energy is shifting for everyone, but Aries, that's where the energy is shifting for you. Yeah, 3 of Wands. There's just going to be a lot of changes. And if you don't really do the changes, mentally, you're going to be struggling. But a cycle is ending for sure. For some of you, this energy and this cycle that you're coming out of started I want to say in like October, which that would make sense with what I said astrologically. But you guys have kind of